It feels like the focal point, maybe the center of the storm, is this place called the Isle of the Gods.
Right. And on that isle, Mount Olympus.
On Olympus. But yeah, not the, Greek myth version.
Mm.
The text calls it a castle. Almost an underground lair. That's immediately interesting, that contrast. It suggests, power, maybe grandeur, but also isolation, secrecy, maybe even fear, like they're bunkered down.
It definitely feels less like a divine palace and more like a hidden fortress or a command center. Makes you wonder who or what they're hiding from.
And the beings living there, these gods,
Hmm.
they're not like omnipotent gods.
No, not at all. It says they have long life, 5 times that of the Nashi, and otherworldly knowledge. That gives them a god's-like advantage, quote unquote.
But explicitly not immortal, not all powerful. It feels more like, I don't know, an ancient race, maybe like Tolkien's elves, but with a much more pressing biological problem.
Yeah, and that biological problem seems to be the absolute core issue on the Isle. They're facing extinction because of infertility.
Right. Abilene. She's the last goddess who can still have children.
That vulnerability is huge. It just grounds them completely. They're not these distant, untouchable beings. They're powerful, sure, but they're also flawed rulers staring down the very real possibility of their entire line, maybe their whole species, just ending.
It puts their power in a totally different light. It's tied to knowledge, maybe tech, but it's fundamentally limited by their own biology. That's a great twist.
And the names. Did you notice the names? Barton, Thaddeus, Ephraim, Abraham. They're so ordinary.
Yeah, it's almost jarring, isn't it, for beings called gods? It immediately tells you something's different here.
Totally subverts expectations. And they have personalities, too. Barton's bored. Thaddeus is the stern archivist, guarding knowledge. Ephraim sounds like a real piece of work, cruel, quick-tempered, childish.
And Abraham, X's father, the one with the long white beard and crimson robe, radiating that fatherly disappointment. These aren't abstract concepts, they're characters. Flawed individuals.
And serving them, or connected to them, are the mortadels.
Right. Defined as the barren offspring of gods and homonashi. So half god, half human, basically. We meet C, who's a scribe, and X, who seems to be our main viewpoint character on the Isle.
Their whole purpose, it seems, is to serve the gods, often with specialized skills. Like X and C are linguists, which is interesting in itself, right? Dealing with ancient beings, different cultures.
But Abraham, X's dad, clearly wanted him doing science. That's a big source of tension right there.
And the barrenness, it's not just a trait, it's central to the whole plot. The gods' big scientific mission is to cure mortadel infertility first, hoping that breakthrough can then save the goddesses.
Wow, so the mortadels literally embody the same existential threat facing the gods. That's poignant.